Hey guys, Shanti Phillips here, and I just got out of seeing the Poltergeist remake. I actually was, surprised, I actually ended up liking it a little bit more than I thought I was going to. I'm not going to say that it's, any way at all better than the original one. The original one, too, has its own type of stuff behind it. It's kind of like its own sort of, bad vibes behind it, and weird things that happen to the people involved in the movie, and it always has kind of creepier things behind the movie. But the movie took a different turn and kind of dealt with using technology and things like that, so things happening with their phones and stuff when the family moves to the house. So they kind of made some new changes to it that worked, and it actually was relatively scary. I'm not going to say though that it was as creepy to me as the original one. The theme in this one was okay. I actually thought the music was pretty good. They didn't try and recreate the original one, because the original theme, the music to the movie was really, really cool, really memorable music. So they didn't really try and emulate it or make anything really similar. They kind of made kind of a similar vibe to The Shining a little bit to me. For the movie though, if you haven't seen the original one, it's a family that moves to a new house, and the one youngest daughter starts seeing things and kind of acting kind of weird, and weird things are going on in the house, and at night technology is all screwing up, and there's all kinds of static electricity in the house and things like that, and that's essentially what it is. And it's just pretty much about the family moves to this house, and then the one night when the family's over, the parents are out at this party, the one kid, Carrigan's character, well, she's not called Carrigan in this, but I'll call her Carrigan because I always liked that name better. It was a memorable name. Ends up, being taken in and pulled into the house, and, they're hearing her talking on the TV, and they're kind of trying to figure out how to get her back, and that's essentially what it is. And it was okay. Like I said, it wasn't in any way better than the original one, and it wasn't just because, let's say, just because it's a remake, it's not better. It just wasn't better than the original one. But I wasn't watching it going, oh, I hate this, or they didn't do it. They did a terrible job with it or anything like that. So put the kid who was all skittish and scared in his own room this time, which is now, I would not have put him up there. He was put him up in the attic, and the tree now, instead of being right outside the window, was above him on the skylight, so he was all freaking out by it. I always remember too, in the original one, the kid was so skittish and so freaked out by everything, and they kind of changed some of the stuff too with it, where the aspect of the father kind of helping him with counting the lightning and things like that, they cut out a lot of that. They didn't, I don't know, there's certain stuff in it that made it a little creepier in the original one, and it kind of took out, I don't know, I think it's worth watching, but just don't go into it thinking it's going to have the same vibe and the slow burn vibe that the original one had. And I also really love the original woman who comes in and goes, Cow Ann, come to life, Cow Ann. Cutting that aspect and changing it, it's okay. I like the guy though they had. He was also in a bunch of different horror movies, The Ward, and a bunch of period piece kind of films in that other one, The Quiet Ones. Always liked that guy, but it said it's kind of hard to compete with the original actress doing that Cow Ann and all that. But anyway though, guys, just a short little review out of 5 stars, maybe 3. I didn't hate it, didn't absolutely love it, but wouldn't say it's absolutely not worth seeing or anything. But anyway though, guys, let me know below what you guys thought of the movie, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.